Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a classic fable, The Lion, the Mouse, and the Sleepy Bear. We're going to unpack its really powerful lesson about what strength is, what kindness can do, and how sometimes heroes come in the most unexpected packages. And really, this whole story boils down to one big question. It's a question that makes you think about what power actually is. So, can the smallest bit of courage really take on the biggest problem? Well, let's find out. So, our story kicks off in this beautiful green forest. But don't let that fool you. For one tiny little resident, things are not peaceful at all. He's got a very, very big and very loud problem. And here's the problem, right? You've got this tiny little mouse who has basically been sleepless all winter long. Why? Because his neighbor, this gigantic bear, is still hibernating. And even though summer's here, the snoring just won't stop. It's echoing everywhere, and the poor mouse is absolutely desperate for some quiet. And this poor mouse, he's tried everything he can think of. He's tried pleading, shouting. He even found a bugle somewhere and blew it as hard as he could right at the cave. But nope, nothing. The bear just snores on, and the mouse is getting more and more desperate. So he's at his wit's end, totally about to throw in the towel, when a friend has this wild idea. Go ask the king of the forest for help. Everyone knows the lion has a roar so powerful it could wake up just about anyone. Now, for a tiny mouse, that is a terrifying thought. But what choice does he have? It's pretty much his last hope. Okay, so asking the king for a favor, that's not exactly a walk in the park, right? Going up to the most powerful animal in the entire forest, well, that's a whole different kind of challenge. Especially when you're, bite-sized. So he finally finds the mighty lion, and he's just frozen, totally terrified. He's literally about to spin around and make a run for it, but then, snap, he steps on a twig, and it breaks. The king's eyes pop open. Busted. There's no turning back now. And the lion? Yeah, he is not impressed. Not one bit. The little mouse nervously squeaks out his whole story, and the king just brushes him off. I mean, from the lion's point of view, this mouse is completely insignificant, a total waste of his royal time. It's just a cold, arrogant shutdown. Okay, so things are looking pretty bleak for our mouse, but this is where the story gets really interesting. It turns out that even the great king of the forest has his own problems, and they're not always as grand as you might imagine. You see, the lion isn't just being a jerk for the sake of it. He's actually rushing off to a quiet spot in the woods because he's got this pretty embarrassing problem that he does not want anyone to see. And you won't believe what happens next. The poor, sad mouse is shuffling along, and he stumbles upon the great king, going absolutely nuts, itching himself against a tree. The mighty lion looks anything but mighty. He actually looks kind of silly. And it's all because of a bunch of tiny fleas. And just like that, everything flips on its head. The one who came begging for help is now, all of a sudden, in the perfect position to give it. And what comes next is a really amazing act of kindness. The mouse, he's got these sharp little eyes, and he sees what's going on. It's fleas. Now, he could have just walked away. I mean, the lion was so rude to him. But instead, he does something really brave. He offers to help. So even though the lion was a total jerk to him, the mouse doesn't hesitate. He hops right onto the king's back and starts his mission. It's basically a dangerous journey through this huge jungle of fur, and his job is to hunt down every single one of those little pests. And what happens next is just pure chaos. The lion can't take the itching anymore, so he starts thrashing around. He rubs against a tree so hard he almost squishes the mouse. He jumps in a lake, nearly drowning him. Then he shakes himself dry and almost sends our little hero flying into the next county. But the mouse just hangs on for dear life. So after all that craziness, the itching is finally gone. And the lion, he's relieved, sure, but he's also feeling pretty humbled. And this is where the main idea of the fable really clicks into place. One good deed deserves another. You can just imagine how embarrassed the lion is. He totally admits he was wrong, that he misjudged the mouse completely. This tiny, useless creature he laughed at just saved him from a whole lot of misery. His pride is gone, and all that's left is gratitude. And just like that, we have a new team, an unlikely one for sure. The lion tells the mouse to hop on his back, and off they go, straight to the bear's cave. The king is more than ready now to pay back the favor and finally solve the mouse's problem. So they get to the cave, and the king of the forest, he just stands there, takes this huge, deep breath, and then lets out this one single powerful roar that literally shakes the ground and echoes through the whole forest. And boom, it works. Just like that, the bear jolts awake, looking all startled and confused, and for the first time in months, silence. The forest is quiet. Our little mouse finally has his peace. So what's the big takeaway here? What's this awesome old story really trying to tell us about how we should be? I mean, look at the change in these two characters. It's amazing. The lion starts off all proud and dismissive, and he ends up humbled and truly grateful. And our mouse, he goes from feeling totally helpless and scared to being a respected hero. The story really hammers home some great points, right? Like, strength isn't just about being big or having a loud roar. Sometimes it's about being brave and paying attention. An act of kindness always matters, even if the other person didn't deserve it at first. And maybe the biggest lesson of all is that true strength isn't about being in charge. It's about being willing to help someone else out. So that's what I want to leave you with. This fable is really asking us to take a second look at the people around us. It challenges us to think twice before we decide who's powerful and who's small, and to remember that there's incredible hidden potential inside of everyone.